So now we have 5 different versions of Midnights. I still like the older version better. Nothing Taylor Swift does is accidental. We know she's a mastermind. This scene is filled with Easter eggs pointing towards 1989 Taylor's version. This is one of my favorite songs from Midnights, I'll say that. And I Wouldn't Marry Me Either. Oh shit. That's what happened? We have a lot to catch up on. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Nina. It has been a minute since I have been on here. A lot has gone on since I last posted, and so today we're just gonna catch up on everything that has happened the past few weeks. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Nina. If you're not new, welcome back. I haven't filmed or posted anything since I went to the Eras Tour in Nashville, and so I wanted to just do one video going over everything Taylor Swift has done in the past couple weeks. We are officially halfway through the Eras Tour US leg, which is absolutely insane. It feels like just yesterday this tour started, but it also feels like I've been watching it every single day online, so I feel like I've lived it all. We made it through Gillette, MetLife, just barely, with some big losses in the surprise song department. I was expecting her to do something, announce something at the New York show, but I was not expecting a different version of Midnights. A lot of people speculated that she was going to announce 1989 Taylor's version, yet she comes out and announces she is releasing the Till the Dawn edition of Midnights, and also an exclusive version of Midnights called the Late Night edition that was only available to buy at the MetLife shows. Tragic. All of this is just insane because she is on a full-time tour. She has been busy and booked every single weekend. How does she have time to put out new songs and new albums, music videos? I don't know. So today we're going to talk about my reaction to the new tracks on the new version of Midnights. We're going to talk about the Karma music video and all of the Easter eggs, the surprise songs that had me passed out on the floor, and then finally a reaction to the new track, the all-new track from the Midnights vault, You're Losing Me, which also killed me, literally put me on the floor. So first up, Till the Dawn edition of Midnights. I wasn't sure if the announcement of Speak Now, Taylor's version, was supposed to like mark the end of the Midnights era. That's kind of what I was thinking, but then Taylor comes back and was like, no, we are still very much in the Midnights era. We had joked before that there was going to be a 6 a.m. version of Midnights because she had put out the Target special edition. She'd put out the 3 a.m. tracks and all of the Lavender Haze remixes, Antihero remixes, and so we were joking like, oh, the 6 a.m. track is coming, but we weren't completely wrong. I say we as in the Swiftie fandom. I find myself saying that so often because I feel like it's very much a community. So when I say we, I mean all the Swifties. Like I'll be talking to my family and I'll be like, oh, we thought that she was going to put out this, and then my mom's like, who's we? I'm like, oh, we, the Swifties. And her decision to put out a new version of Midnights actually makes a lot of sense because we thought that Karma was going to be announced as a single, but I did not think it was going to be like a remix music video, like this whole thing. But the day before, or the day of her announcing this new version, I had seen a tweet that said, there's rumored to have a Karma remix featuring Ice Spice, and everyone's like, that's not true, there's no way. I never believe anything anymore because usually we're wrong, but of course this time is the time that we're right about something. First of all, I love the new cover of this edition, the little sunset twilight in the background, and I'm so upset that it is only sold as a digital edition and not like a physical CD because it'd just be so pretty. And then she announced the late night edition that was only available as a CD and not digital download. So I'm like, Taylor, what are you doing? I literally can't keep up. So now we have 5 different versions of Midnights. We've got the original version, we've got the Target exclusive edition, we've got the 3 a.m. edition, Till the Dawn, and now late night edition. So there's just so many to keep track of and what tracks are on which one. So let's talk about the new songs on these albums. First we have Karma Remix featuring Ice Spice, and to be honest, I didn't know who Ice Spice was before now, probably because the only person I listen to really is Taylor Swift. I feel like this is like Taylor's thing. She just brings these artists to play songs with her and is inadvertently expanding our music taste. Like literally the first rap song I ever listened to was the Bad Blood remix, so there you have it. Now as far as the remix for Karma, there's a lot of mixed feelings coming from everybody. I don't have like a really strong opinion, but it took me definitely a few listens to kind of get it, you know? It wasn't my favorite. I still like the older version better, but I saw someone post a TikTok where they sped up Ice Spice's verse and it sounded like it matched so much better. I think the problem is the tempo of Karma is a little slow for like a rap verse. Sometimes it's like better if it's like the tempo is sped up and like the rhythm, I don't know, it just feels a little awkward how slow the rap is. So it definitely sounds better when it's sped up faster. Okay, next is Snow on the Beach featuring more Lana Del Rey. So a lot of people complained that there was not enough of Lana singing on the first Snow on the Beach, which is true because she doesn't have a full verse. She just does the little background vocals, mostly in the chorus and part of the bridge. And so it's so funny when Taylor sees what we're saying about the album online and she kind of takes our input, our feedback, and she goes back and tries to give us what we want. She put out this version that Lana is singing the entire second verse, and it really changes the song for me. I feel like they're two very unique versions of the song. I think they're both really good. My favorite version of Snow on the Beach, though, is the clean version of the original Snow on the Beach, just because, I don't know, I feel like it hits different without the F word in the chorus. I don't know. Usually I'm okay with the F words. I even prefer Taylor's versions that are explicit because I just think they get across the emotion, but I feel like with this song, the F word was kind of strangely placed. So we do like the clean version better. But as far as this one, I think Lana's verse favors her style. And so I haven't actually listened to a ton of Lana Del Rey. Maybe I should because I just haven't had the chance to listen to her music. And so I'm not sure if this is like more towards her style. I'm guessing that it is. Very ethereal, dreamlike. That just comes down to personal preference. I guess I'm just used to Taylor's voice and I just really like the second verse of this song sung in her voice. So I like them both, but I lean more towards the original version. And then Hits Different. This is the best part of this release, truly. I bought the Target exclusive edition on CD and I couldn't listen to the song unless I was in the car. And I know some people try to upload it on Spotify as like a podcast so it wouldn't get taken down, but I just never had time to go look that up or figure out how to put it on my phone. So the only time I would listen to the song is if I was in my car. So I really didn't get to listen to it that much when it first came out, but I'm so excited because now I'll be streaming it every single day. Honestly, I didn't even know all the lyrics to this song before because I didn't listen to it enough, but I did see a lot of clips of the song and sound bites on TikTok, so I pretty much knew it. But alas, we've been waiting forever. We knew at some point she was going to put this on Spotify for streaming, but it took a lot longer than with previous deluxe tracks. But this song is so red vault track coded. It's almost like the melody of the verses is so similar to the Very First Night chorus. And it's just such a fun song. The bridge is my favorite part. Genius. I will be streaming this one most out of the new tracks, I will say. But okay, so that's the new songs. We're gonna get to You're Losing Me at the end of the video because I have a lot to say about that song. So now we're gonna jump into Karma, the music video. And oh my gosh, if you told me I was gonna be making a video about Easter eggs in the Karma music video, my jaw would have been on the floor because a year ago I made a video about Karma, the Lost album, and I went through, gathered all the Easter eggs pointing towards the fact that there was a scrapped album in 2016 that Taylor never put out and that it was called Karma. So when Taylor announced Karma as a track on Midnights, I freaked out. The way that she announced it and she was laughing, she knows the theories, guys. She knows that this theory exists, and that's why it's so funny that she's placing so much like importance on this song. And the fact that it is the closer of the Eras tour, I don't know, I think that means something. So if you haven't seen my video where I talk about the Lost album theory, go check it out. I will link it down below. But there's a lot that's going to connect with these Easter eggs. Nothing Taylor Swift does is accidental. We know she's a mastermind, but watching the video, I knew I just had to go frame by frame, try to pick up on everything that she has done. Lots of people in my DMs were saying this is pointing to 1989 Taylor's version and Reputation Taylor's version, and then other people think this is pointing to a Karma Lost album release. Now, I don't always believe in theories that have to do with specific dates in time, like, oh, this is coming out August August 7th. This is coming out February this. I know in the past the dates have lined up before, but that takes a lot of planning and we're not always right on the dates, so I'm gonna steer clear of some of those theories. So at the start of the video we open, there's a vinyl player with a Midnight's vinyl that's the blue one. I think it's the Moonstone blue one, but it looks like, I don't know, the color looks richer than that. And then there's a watercolor painting on the wall, and we know Taylor Swift has painted it because in the bottom corner it says Swift, and that's kind of how she would sign all of her little watercolor paintings. And it has kind of like a cabin in the woods, which is giving folklore. I'm not 100% on the significance of the painting. It kind of looks like Long Pond. And then we have the vinyl that is spinning, and there's like fairy magic dust coming off of it in a couple different colors, and very, very reminiscent of the Me music video from Lover with the butterflies. That is like something immediately that I thought, the butterflies flying into the screen, just like it did in the other music video. So I think there's a lot of parallels with this video and previous music videos. And then we open up to the first scene of Taylor, and she's standing like a statue, like a Greek goddess with scales. She's standing on a pedestal, and there's a few things to unpack here. This scene is filled with Easter eggs. Right off the bat, we know she didn't come to mess around. The first thing to know is that underneath her is spelled out 1989 in Roman numerals, which is just, you know, we know that she's born in 1989. Does that mean it's an Easter egg, or is she just, you know, saying like the statue of her born in 1989? I don't know. Most likely an Easter egg. And then I didn't pick this up. I saw this somewhere that the Greek goddess that she's depicting, a lot of people thought she was depicting Lady Justice, but then other people brought up that there is a Greek goddess named Nemesis that is the goddess of retribution and revenge, which makes way more sense because karma is kind of like revenge, like you're gonna get what's coming to you kind of thing. And so I go on and I'm looking up this Greek goddess, and I found other images where she has the scale and she has a sword, and then there's other images that have her with an hourglass, and later on in the video we have an hourglass. So I would lean more towards that being what Taylor was going for. There's two other important Easter eggs that I saw. One was that Karma, the name that was graffitied on the wall music video, is in the background of this scene, which is absolutely not coincidental. It is spelled the exact same way with the graffiti that was on the wall in the background. It's kind of like a vertical, which I thought was very interesting. And then also next to her you can see like the column jutting out, and people have said that that depicts the Empire State Building, which is a big symbol of 1989. Welcome to New York. I don't know if that's reaching, but it seems like it could be an Easter egg pointing towards 1989 Taylor's version. Another little metaphor that comes with this scene is that she's standing on a pedestal. 1989 era, she was kind of on a pedestal, and her public fame had never been so favorable. She had always been, you know, in the country music area, and then when she went to Red, she faced a lot of bad press because of her relationships, and when it came time for 1989 era, everyone loved her. It was cool to like Taylor Swift again, so she felt like she was on a pedestal. It was like her most successful era up until that point. And then when she says the line, "You're terrified to look down," the scene flips and she is in this dungeon demon world. And I kind of saw this as kind of like a depiction of her fall from grace after 1989. She was no longer favorable in the public eye with everything that was going on with a phone call, with Snake Day, all that kind of stuff where the public turned against her. This look was like so aggressively Reputation. It's almost like the same hair that she had for that photo shoot and the album cover, and so it seemed like she was trying to be very apparent. And then in the background there's a snake on the rock, so it's like giving Reputation all over the place. Some people think that this could be the Karma era. It could be like kind of a mixture of the two. I think maybe at first she thought Karma would be her comeback album era, but then we've got the snake in the background and she's like, oh no, this is actually a better idea to go for Reputation. And then we flip it again and she's back in the good graces. And this seems like the transition from Reputation into the Lover era, where she's innocent, she's dressed as like a storybook character, has parallels to The Wizard of Oz, The Yellow Brick Road, and this is when she's singing I Keep My Side of the Street Clean. She is becoming unbothered, she owns her work, she's trying to get out of the drama, she's minding her business. This scene actually also reminded me of the Me music video because I feel like there was a moment moment where there was Yellow Brick Road or like something similar to that idea. She's appearing innocent and childlike in this scene. It makes sense because, you know, there's the storybook, but the demons are still haunting her across the way. That scene is so funny. They're all like flipping her off in their skeleton like get up, Grim Reaper outfit, and she's not bothered by it. And there's three. We know that there's three big enemies that Taylor Swift has. I don't even want to say their names because it's just like, ugh, it's so annoying. So we have the VMA thief, the Masters thief, and Scooby Snack. And it's just so funny because she blows them a kiss like, I don't care. I'm doing great over here on my side of the street because Karma loves her. Karma does good things for her. The magic dust that comes off of her hand during that scene is purple. I don't know if that means anything super significant. Speak Now is coming, obviously. And we know that for a fact now. This is not just me speculating anymore because it's been like 2 years of me saying Speak Now is coming. And then the purple dust turns into this light purple sand in this giant hourglass. And immediately people thought of a merch drop that happened, I think it must have been a year or 2 years ago. It was called the August Slipped Away collection. And there was the like literally identical hourglass, which is very interesting. I don't know exactly what that means. Sometimes there's these Easter eggs and it's hard to decode what they mean until after whatever it is she's alluding to comes out, and it's kind of like a hindsight Easter egg. So maybe we'll know. But if you know, please comment down below. Again, if I'm missing Easter eggs or if you guys have any ideas, comment them down below. I love to read your guys' theories as well. All together we can make, you know, all the pieces of the puzzle. And then we get into the Ice Spice scene, and she's in this golden clam with pearls all around. I will not take credit for this theory because I saw this on Twitter, I think, but someone noticed that she's in a gold clam and that the locket from the Bejeweled video, the very beginning with the clock, is shaped like a clam. That's an interesting parallel drawn there. And we all know that inside of a clam is a pearl, and the pearl is like precious, you know, jewel. And I think the pearls represent something, and maybe it could be like her work, or it's just like, you know, shell is like a hard protective covering. And I think maybe in the Bejeweled video it had like exile is over, so like she's almost free, she almost owns all of her work. That's just my theory about why there's that parallel, but please let me know what you guys think. There's also parallels to the Look What You Made Me Do video. I think it's either when she's in the hourglass or in the pearl scene or something like that. Her hair looks very similar to that of the orange jail Taylor from Look What You Made Me Do, which is very interesting because that Taylor is supposed to represent, you know, Karma being locked in a cage, allegedly. The scene where she's lying on the giant cat, people have said look like the bathtub scene from Look What You Made Me Do. But that look, the close-up on her face also looks like the Blank Space music video. So I don't know if she's purposely drawing these like cinematic parallels, but it has not gone unnoticed. And then we have the scene where Taylor is inside light bulbs, and first it goes from 3 to 5, and so people think that because Speak Now is the 3rd album, that's coming out next, and then 1989 is the 5th album, so 1989 is going to come right after Speak Now. Again, maybe it's not that deep, maybe we get caught up in the numbers game, but something to take note of. And then we have the space scene where they're walking up these steps, and then all of a sudden they look down and they've got rope in their hands. Taylor's is like a silver color. The one that Ice Spice is holding is gold. And so it's like Taylor no longer has gold string. And immediately I thought of the Cardigan and the Willow video with the invisible string that's like gold. One single thread of gold tied me to you. So I thought that was interesting that she no longer had the gold string. Is this the end of the invisible string? And then there's this very, very obvious visualization of a lyric from Seven from Folklore. I love you to the moon and to Saturn. So Taylor has the moon, Ice Spice has Saturn. And then we get into this scene where Taylor Swift is a part of this landscape portrait. And it honestly took me a second to realize that was what was going on. But someone said that it looks like the Windermere Peaks in the song The Lakes. So maybe this is a part of the lakes, the Windermere Peaks. And it made me think of the lyric, those Windermere Peaks look like the perfect place place to cry. So she looks like she's lying down and she's just like kind of upset. I don't know. And then also there could be a lyric parallel to Bejeweled where she says, I made you my world, I can reclaim the land. She's part of the land. She's reclaiming her work. She's reclaiming her life. And then when she says karma is the guy on the screen coming straight home to me, the reflection of the mountain that her being in the mountain is kind of punctured by the ore. So she kind of breaks up that image. So I don't know if that was supposed to be like a metaphor for something. Like, I no longer need to look at the guy on the screen. And then the scene in the boat, I just love her look. She looks so pretty with the pearls. And so maybe she's like, I'm still bejeweled on my boat. I don't really know. And then in the background, you could see some seagulls. There's 5 seagulls. Again, 1989 parallel. Seagulls are on the cover. 5th album. Maybe this is too much, but I feel like it's all not coincidental. And then this very, very last scene is so interesting to me and is just screaming Easter eggs. So then we have the coffee clock. Taylor's holding it and there's like a very intentional close-up of her fingers and it pauses for a second. Her left thumb is blue and her right thumb is black. Those 2 colors are associated with 1989 and Reputation. This is something we know. And people are trying to say like, oh, this thumb is near the 8. That means she's releasing it in August, and this one is near the 2. That means she's releasing it in February. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe that specifically, but I do believe those represent those 2 albums. And the fact that Karma, the Lost album, was supposed to be between 1989 and Reputation, that feels very intentional, a very strong Easter egg. Also, Taylor Swift liked a tweet about that picture talking about the nail polish and the Easter eggs in this video. And so that's kind of like her confirmation that yes, this is an Easter egg. Pay attention. So maybe she'll release 1989, Taylor's version, and then my dream of the Lost album Karma being released for the first time ever, and then Reputation. Anything is possible at this point. And then there's another lyric that came to my mind, Coffee at Midnight, a lyric from You Were in Love, which is on 1989, and she's bringing the coffee to somebody at the piano. Who's sitting at the piano? Like, what is that about? And then she puts the coffee down on the piano, and then the clock strikes midnight. Does that mean this is the end of the Midnight's era? Has the clock run out? Yeah. So that's all I have for the Easter eggs. Again, please comment down below more. But I just felt like I needed to go through that video and point out everything that I saw. So I can't wait to see if we're right or we're very wrong, which again, anything is possible. Okay, moving on to the next thing in my little Swiftie report situation that I have going here. The surprise songs have been immaculate recently. There's not like a time that I don't like any of the surprise songs. I just honestly, she could play any song and I would just be like over the moon about it. But specifically at the last 2 weekends of this tour, I've just been dying because of how good these surprise songs are. I feel like I can't even think that a song is gonna be played or else Taylor Swift's gonna read my mind and play it without me there. So our biggest losses of this past few weeks was Better Man. Better Man, oh my god. I was watching the live stream out at dinner with my friend and all of her friends, and I'm like listening to the live stream on my phone, and all of a sudden my face is just like, and she's like, it better not be Better Man. And I'm like, it's Better Man. So tragic. That is like one of the best Taylor Swift songs ever, ever, ever. But congratulations if that was your song. Come Back Be Here on piano. That was a tough loss. Maroon. Literally one of my favorite songs on Midnights. That would be a religious experience to hear live. I know she says she would play Midnight songs twice, so we'll see. Getaway Car, I think all of us, a little part of us died when she brought out Jackie Antonoff and they played Getaway Car because it was just absolutely iconic, you know? And then Should Have Said No. That was an OG bop for me. Those were tough to watch other people have, but I don't know what, like, she's gonna be playing songs every weekend, so I'm going to a show in LA, which is 22 shows away. So I will be losing about 44 more songs before she comes to LA. So maybe we'll get Christmas Tree Farm or Me, piano version, the song from Cats. I don't know. Either way, I'll be dancing, I'll be bopping. I thought for sure we were losing Cornelia Street, but she lives to fight another day. Okay, so I know this video is getting extremely, extremely long, but I wanted to go over all these things because I just have so many opinions and thoughts about everything. I wanted to talk about You Losing Me and the lyrics and everything that's going on in there. I'm probably gonna do a full lyric breakdown breakdown, so this isn't going to be super in-depth. This is just going to be my initial reaction and quick thoughts about it. But the fact that Taylor Swift decided to release this song makes me believe she wrote this after Midnights was released, before they officially broke up, which would be so tragically sad. At the time of putting out Midnights, she really thought that they were going to make it. When she was, doing all the promo for Midnights, she put out that reel about Lavender Haze and about how, being in her 6-year relationship, they've had to dodge rumors and that they don't listen to it and they just like are together, so in love. And then, recently someone pointed out that she deleted that reel. And so that reel of her talking about her relationship is no longer public. So I think this was her way of giving us more insight into what has been going on for the past 6 months. So this song, again, was only available on the late night edition of Midnights that was sold as a physical copy at the New York shows. And thankfully, I have the best followers ever, and someone told me that they were able to get me an extra copy and ship it to me, and so God bless you for doing that for me, because I was so sad that I wasn't going to be able to have a copy of this album because it's not available anywhere. I don't know if she will make it available at any point on streaming or for everybody else to buy, but we'll see. Somehow someone, MVP Swiftie, uploaded it to Twitter or TikTok or something. I found the MP3 and I got to listen to it, and I have so much beef with Taylor Swift because how could she not put this on streaming? This is one of my favorite songs from Midnights, I'll say that. Like, this has become top 5 immediately. Just the name itself, You're Losing Me, and the fact that she took off Paris and Glitch, the 2 love songs, off of the 3 a.m. edition to add this vault track that's You're Losing Me, the most saddest, depressing breakup song ever. That was a choice, and it wasn't accidental. Overall, like, the metaphor of the song is like paralleling someone that's dying in the hospital, that's like, you're losing me, their heart is flatlining or whatever, because in the beginning of the song there's like a heartbeat, very similar to Wildest Dreams, and by the end of the song there's no heartbeat. This song is about someone who is dying and the person they love can't tell. That's so sad. Oh my god, Taylor. I think this song was the missing piece of the story. Like, we have songs that, like The Great War, Cornelia Street, like there's certain songs that are like about her relationship that were good, but also have that, in the back of your mind, like, this is something we're fighting for. This is something that has not always been easy. I think this song is about fighting for so long for a relationship, and then one person is tired of fighting. Like, this relationship has made it through some of the worst odds, the worst, like, rumors and situations, and so you think like, oh, they've made it then. If they've been through all of that, they're good, but then maybe they're not. I think the bridge is the most telling part of the story. Obviously, everybody heard that bridge and was like, oh shit, that's what happened? The line, and I wouldn't marry me either. Pathological people pleaser who only wanted you to see her. I needed to listen to that over and over again because I think I screamed. I was listening to this with my 2 friends and we were just screaming. So then we realized, oh, it wasn't her that was in control of whether or not she was married. Hearing this changed so much of the meaning of different songs that I've heard from Midnights. Lavender Haze, she says, all they keep asking me is if I'm gonna be your bride. All they see is a one night or a wife. And then she says, like, the 1950s shit they want from me. It's like, she's not saying that because she's like, it's just like completely opposite of what I thought that meant. Like, imagine that. People are asking you, are you engaged? Are you getting married? Like, he's the one, da-da-da. You're not the one that has control over that, because it sounded like he didn't want to get married to her because she says, I wouldn't want to marry me either. He couldn't handle her lifestyle. The level of fame and the level of, like, privacy that you have to sacrifice for that. And again, I mean, I haven't talked about the breakup in extensive detail at all on my channel, but it seems like most of their relationship was in the private eye. She was gone from the public eye for years during Reputation era. Even then, she wasn't favored publicly. There wasn't a lot of coverage on her, and then COVID happened, and then they were quarantined for 3 years. And now she is the most famous she has ever been. Her level of fame is absolutely insane, and so there's no longer a way for her to hide from the public eye sometimes. And I can see how that would be a lot, and she's kind of blaming herself in this verse saying, I wouldn't want to marry me either. I'm a people pleaser. All I wanted was for you to be okay with that, and I can't blame you that you're not. My favorite line from this song is, "I'm the best thing at this party." Like, it's giving Bejeweled, it's giving me, it's like, I don't know, like she's carrying the morale in a way. She says, "Unless you're choosing me, you're losing me." He didn't choose her, so bye. Damn. So anyways, that was a lot. I've been talking forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave all of your opinions, thoughts, theories down below. I'd love to chat about it in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see from me next, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.